Blah, y'all already know what it is. Your boy Yaakov, what it do? The outlet to reality, the holdest podcast in Vegas and Chicago. What up? This is the place where you want to hide from your drama or maybe hide from your baby mama. Aha, just kidding. But anyways, fans, don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe. Cha-ching! And today we have a very special guest. She's one of my good friends I haven't seen for a minute. She's my mentor and educator. She's a big leader to a lot of Latinos. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. This is Stephanie, aka Pinky. How you doing, girl?
Hi, thank you so much for having me today. It's really an honor to be here and to reconnect with you because it's been forever.
Oh yeah, it's been too long, girl. Long. And I actually want to share a quick story that I thought about you. So back then, for those who don't know, when I was in college, I used to have a lot of like parties at my crib, but nothing crazy. It was just like family get together, and Stephanie Pinky always was invited. You know, she's part of my family, so I'm gonna invite her. So she came through one time with a pretty boy, short dude, by the way. I don't know if you remember, bald dude. He had like big old piercing, big old chain. And it was so funny because we were all dancing, right? And I'm thinking this guy might get jealous because he doesn't know I dance bachata. So I was dancing a little bit. And then that same night, actually the next day, that night, the following night, Pinky calls me and she's like, David, what's up? I said, what's up? She goes, man, what do you think about my friend? And I was like, I'm gonna be honest with you. I think he kind of lame, but if you want me to be honest, Pinky, I think you need somebody who got like their stuff together. I think he just looks like he just got out of high school, still think he's, chingy, you know what I'm saying? Every time I'm trying to breathe, something keeps pulling me back in. And it was just so funny because I just remember that and it was just something that popped up in my head and you're like, oh, thank you. I'll let you go. Okay. All right, cool. You know what I'm saying? And then, but it was just a funny time. And that's how, we were really tight. And what about you, Pinky? Anything you could remember of me?
Well, first of all, I thought you said it wasn't going to be anything embarrassing.
I
That was
mean,
very embarrassing. Um, Ironically enough, I still keep in contact with him, but yes, you were right. And I'm glad I moved on from that. um, but I mean, I have very small memories from when I first met you, like things that I'm like, oh my gosh, like even when you called me today, I'm like, yes, like you were one of my first students back in 2011. And I was still a student myself. I remember being in the classroom with Stacy, who was also the success coach at the time, and just talking about essential skills, right, to be a successful college student. And also, I don't know if you remember, but you were also teaching me bachata. And I remember going to one of your friends' house by Northeastern, and like you were doing like dance lessons for me and a couple of other individuals. So those are cherishable memories that I have of us and our friendship and our mentorship. And also, yeah, going to your house, right? Like talking to your mom and being in community with you and your family. And, I really do appreciate that because I think that mentorship is also about building that familia, right? And I really appreciate you considering me part of your family and that we're still in contact and in touch.
yeah, of course. Even like when I was trying to apply for a job as I think it was like a academic coach at Northeastern on like the library third floor. And basically, I was like, yo, Pinky, I need your help, girl, because they're asking so much things. What should I do? Like, I don't even know what to do for the presentation. I called you like probably a week before the big presentation. And you're like, all right, look, I'm gonna tell you everything you need to know. I said, all right, what's up? What's up? What I gotta do? You gotta do your homework. That's just the first thing he said. You're like, you gotta do your homework because you got no argument. You gotta, go look. If you have to spend the whole day at the library, you gotta go do that. And honestly, this is crazy. I didn't tell you this, Pinky, but when I went for the presentation, I was the youngest candidate that was selected for the position. and it was Pedro from NIU. You know, the tall guy. I forgot his name, last name, but he was one of like the judges, and like my academic advisor. There was some other people too that were like, you know, seeing who was the best candidate. And I already knew I had two votes because I knew I got him. I got my boy Richie, and then I had Catherine Gleiss, who I know she had my back. So I was like, man, this might be an opportunity. I think I might get it. And even though I didn't get it, I'm still proud of myself that I was the last top, like the last five, or I can't even speak, but the last of the three of the five, whatever, that was in the presentation. And I was happy to get a lot of feedback on what I can do differently. And I saw from the other people that had more experience what they had that I didn't have. But honestly, I think it was just a good experience for me to have an experience. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Oh my gosh, yes. I remember that as well. You calling me and you were like, hey, like, I need your advice. And I'm like, yes, okay, yes, do your homework, X, Y, and Z. And yeah, you should be very proud of yourself because those kind of positions get a lot of applications. I'm telling you because I've been on the trio committee. I don't know if it was before or after. So making it to the finalists is a really big accomplishment. And, you took a risk, you put yourself out there, and now you have no regrets, right? There's no, oh, what if or what could have, right? Because what could have, should have doesn't exist, right? And so I'm glad that you received the feedback that you did in terms of, what you could do better for your next interview. And now right? It's all about the experience. And again, I'm proud of you for putting yourself out there and going for what you wanted at the time.
Thank you, thank you. And well, enough about me. I want to get to the main star of today, Pinky. So for my fans, they want to get to know a little bit more about you. So tell us a little bit like what neighborhood you grew up in, your background, and your hobbies.
Ooh, that's a loaded question. Stephanie Herrera, yes, I grew up in a lot of neighborhoods in the north side of Chicago because growing up, we were poor, we didn't have much, and, my mom was basically a single mother, and we lived from, family's house, from different houses to house, with different family members who were able to accept us in their home, and which is why, we lived in like Uptown, and then, I have very like vivid memories of specific neighborhoods, but I'm like, oh my gosh, I lived by NEIU growing up, I lived by Uptown, but I would say that, where I really grew up would be in Logan Square because that's where we finally got a place that we can call home through Section 8. So I have very, um, you know, happy memories, right? Because finally, like I didn't have my own room. I shared it with my sister, but we had a home, an apartment. But we made the best out of it, and we were so happy living in Logan Square. Being in community with our neighbors, and I still have. I think her, my best friend Janet. I met her through the elementary school that I attended in Logan Square, and we're still best friends till this day. She's my best friend since fourth grade, and then when I started seventh grade, we moved to a house. Finally we were able to like buy a house in the old Irving Park, Portage Park area. We're like on the cusp. So I grew up in Logan Square and Old Irving Park, Portage Park. What was the other question? My hobbies?
Yeah, your hobbies, your background.
Yeah. So I attended Carl Schurz High School, which is right by Portage Park, Old Irving Park area. And it was really neat because I got to reconnect with a lot of my friends from Logan Square because Logan Square is not that far from Old Irving Park, the Old Irving Park area in Chicago. So being reconnected with them brought a lot of joy because, it was very detrimental moving from Logan Square because, again, Logan Square means a lot to me for a variety of reasons. I even want to name my first kid Logan.
Oh wow! Oh snap!
But I went to Carl Schurz High School, and I was really like a bad student in terms of hung out with the wrong crowds, and I just wasn't into school like that. There's a lot of like peer pressure. Of course, I take accountability too, but like I alluded to earlier, like we didn't have much growing up, so I had to adult at a faster age than my peers. So now that we were more stable, we had a house, I started to rebel and like try to make up for like everything that I missed growing up. Again, not to excuse me, but I just made a lot of negative decisions that fortunately didn't impact me as much, but that's also thanks to my mom, who had me on a tight leash and didn't give up on me, and always put me back on track. Of course, I didn't appreciate it at the time because I wanted to do me. But I'm glad she did, because then I realized, like, okay, like my parents are immigrants, right? And they came here for a better life. And like, what am I doing, right? Like, I'm not taking advantage of that, right? Although I'm Latina, right? And, I come from a marginalized community. I'm still very privileged in the sense that I was born here, right? I have access to education, and, my mom guiding me and putting me back on track also made me realize, like, okay, like, what was that thing that I always wanted to be when I grew up, right? And that's being a teacher. So then when I was a junior in high school, that's when I got it together, and I started getting involved in high school, connecting with the college counselor at the time. Northeastern would come a lot to the high school, and I connected with Denise Roman. She was an advisor for Proyecto Palante, which is a Latinx focused academic support program for students at Northeastern Illinois University in the Chicagoland area. And afterwards, I would visit Northeastern a lot, and then I fell in love with Northeastern. Not only that, but also it's a well-known school institution for those that want to go into education. And so I'm like, okay, Northeastern it is. So at the time when I was in high school, I didn't have a lot of hobbies, but once I transitioned to my collegiate journey, I was heavily involved. Like, I started college through the summer transition program as well. And, through that program, I was exposed to a lot of the resources on campuses, the co-curricular involvement. And then I found my passion for boxing. And, I'm the first and only female boxing scholarship recipient of NEIU, which I take a lot of pride in. But through that program, I really realized my potential, and also like, okay, this is a hobby, and like there are things that I can do outside of just trying to figure it out, because I feel like you figure your hobbies out and like your potential by going out there and putting yourself out there, right? Connecting with individuals and joining different activities or hobbies. So at the time, boxing for sure. Now I still enjoy working out, dancing, going to socials, which you would be very proud of. I was actually taking salsa lessons at Land Rhythms.
Ooh.
It was a great experience, and I miss it so much, and hopefully we can go back. I enjoy reading, because with everything that has transpired over the last year, like I want to continue educating myself, because like I said, like I am Latina, but I don't represent all the communities within the Latinidad, right, community. And so I want to make sure that I'm knowledgeable and that I am being mindful of other communities of color to best support my students as an educator now in the higher ed field.
Right, man. That's beautiful. I'm really proud of you for all the accomplishment you put together. And I'm gonna be honest, I got two things I gotta share with you with what you just said before we get to the next question. But one time you invited me to your birthday party, and I went to your birthday party while all the young people were outside in the front dancing. I was actually talking to your mom. This was the first time I'm having a conversation with your mom, and your mom and I and Sergio was like a friend of the family. I think I don't know if he's a family member, but he's the one who's part of the jiu-jitsu group.
Mm-hmm.
So he was like, "Man, jiu-jitsu is the best." And I was like, "Bro, I don't know, man, because I've seen Pinky when she be hitting the bag, pop, pop, you know what I'm saying?" And I was like, "Bro, you funny." And we were just having a good laugh. We were taking shots, and then I told your mom. There was a moment your mom she kind of teared up. She was like, "Man, I'm so proud of my daughter. Like, it's your birthday." She was like, I'm really, I'm impressed that she actually, went through school and she finished it. So I don't even know what to say, and I'm so happy. And I was like, wow, that's so nice, to see a mom to say that. Like that's just beautiful. It broke my heart. So I took another shot. I was like, man, you gonna make me cry. And so I took another shot, and she started laughing. And then, but like I thought that was really beautiful. It's nice to hear that because not only are you being a leader to your, you're making your mom proud, but you're being a leader to your sister, your younger sister. So when she sees that, she's like, "Bam! If my sister can do it, if she can like go to school, graduate, I could do it too." I look up to her. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes our actions are louder than words.
Absolutely. And that's the goal. Like, I do what I do, of course, for me, because I do believe that you have to do it first and foremost for you, right? But, I also do it for my family and for my students. And, my purpose in life is to serve others. I think that we all have a purpose in life and we need to figure that out. And, for me is to be happy, of course, and to spread that happiness and joy and kindness and to guide and inspire as many individuals, especially, my Latinx community.
Right, right. Now the big question that I have to ask you, because I was so happy to see this. I saw that you were in Univision and you were in the interview, and I was like, "What?" I had to like play it like a few times because I couldn't believe it. I was like, "Is this real?" And I was like, "Let me get the popcorn." And so I was just like, "Yo, this is crazy." And I was like, "Man, that's so amazing that you got to talk." And for those who don't know, Stephanie was actually talking about Oakton Community College, how they started a cannabis program, right?
Yes.
Now, if you could explain a little bit on how you got into Univision, that like somebody called you and like what tell us a little bit more about that program too, because I'm curious.
Absolutely. So I work at Oakton Community College. It's located in Des Plaines, Illinois. We have two campuses, Des Plaines, Skokie, in the Chicagoland area. I've been working there for about 3 years. I'm Spanish speaking. I am really involved with supporting our Latinx students. I'm actually the interim advisor for the Andale program at Oakton. And so, I branded myself. So Oakton knows about me, and they just reached out and they were like, hey, you have great presentation skills. We know you're Spanish speaking. Are you interested? And of course, David, I'm all about opportunities. I'm a go-getter and I don't squander opportunities like that, So I'm like, yes, of course. Why not? They were like, I know that this is not your area of expertise because I'm not involved with the cannabis program. Like I'm not an advisor in the program or anything like that. But this was an opportunity, not just for me, but to also reach the Latinx community, right? And there's, this is cannabis is viewed in a negative light in our community, and it has been for many years, right? And that's for a variety of reasons that I'm not even going to get into right now, but it has negatively impacted our communities of color too. And so it was an opportunity for me to shed light on like, hey, like, this is an opportunity. It's a growing field, and we have resources, right? We have scholarships specifically geared towards students of color. So why not? I think I was going to be highly offended if they didn't ask me to be part of
Right.
a BBC interview. So, I said yes. I did my homework. That's the thing, do your homework because then you will just shine confidence, right? I did my homework because obviously I had to become aware with about our program. And this was also a learning opportunity for me, because even though I'm not in that field, I still work for the college, right? I still represent the college, and I want to make sure that I'm able to relay this information for individuals who might be interested. So basically, Oakton is the first community college to offer credit for a cannabis program. We have two programs at the time. They're certificate focused, and students can choose from either serving in the medical cannabis patients, or the transportation piece of it. So yeah, I mean, students can finish it in as little as one semester. We right now are pending on state approval. And then, once that goes through, we'll have like our own lab where students can actually have that hands-on experience. I don't know what that's going to look like, but, that's something that's pending and hopefully will transpire in 2022. So, there are a lot of jobs in the field, and, careers start from, or the wages start from like $12 to $20 an hour. And again, this is an opportunity for a lot of folks. And if you're interested, check it out. And of course, I'll share my social media at the end of the interview, and you all can follow me, or reach out and ask any questions you may have.
That's what's up. Yeah, that was crazy. I think I've never even heard that in Vegas too. Like all I heard was so Vegas, I don't know if it was Vegas or Washington, but one of those states, they were saying they're trying to open a lounge where you can actually smoke, and like not cigarettes, but you know what I mean.
Of course.
And you know what I'm saying? And they're thinking of opening that for like the public. And I think it's gonna change everything, because when we grew up, Pinky, I ain't gonna lie, like you said, cannabis has been a very negative thing in the Latino community. And it's sad that in history we got tied into drugs, with the it could, there's so many things, gangs, involved. And usually it's like an escape for Latino that are in the poor community to go into that industry just to, survive pretty much, or make money, you know what I'm saying? So it's a little crazy. But now that everything's becoming legalized, I think it's really changing, because our parents is not used to that. They're like, nah, it's wrong, it's wrong, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's funny that you mentioned that, because I had posted the video on my social media, right? And one of my students commented, and they were like, wow, you're famous, like this is dope or whatnot. And they were like, yeah, but Latina moms are still not going to be okay with that. And I was like, well, like it's up to us as the new generation to challenge those norms, right? And educate our parents, because yeah, unfortunately, a lot of people have been, again, negatively impacted by these laws. And now it's like, wow, like now you realize that, it's not a bad thing. And, now you want to legalize it, right? But again, right, to shed light on the benefits, right? Such as like, cannabis serves to reduce anxiety, right? And with like COVID, right, it's like, people's anxiety have amplified. And again, like these are one of the benefits from cannabis, and realizing that and educating people, raising that awareness is really important.
Right. I love how you got so smart, to be honest, Pinky. I love your
Oh,
vocabulary.
I was
Like,
never
I was
smart,
no,
right?
I know you are smart, but I'm like, dang, she using all these big vocabularies. I'm like, man, she make me want to keep, learning more. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, absolutely. Keep learning. When
Yeah,
you keep learning, you'll continue growing and evolving professionally and academically.
yeah. No, because for real, I'm be honest, you shocked me with like all these big words, and I'm like, dang, you know what I'm saying? I was like, man, I gotta start reading more, because you know what? She sounds so educated. Like honestly, I thought you had a PhD. I was like, dang, you know what I'm saying?
Not yet, not yet.
Are
In 2 years.
2 years? So are you in the class right now, or?
Yeah, I'm in a program right now at National Louis University. I'm in the higher ed leadership education EDD program.
Oh wow, that's
Yeah.
amazing. That's good. That's good.
Thank you, thank you. It keeps me grounded.
Yeah, yeah. And I know you and I, we have a very similar experience at Northeastern where we felt like it was like a second home.
Yeah,
I
our
could
home
be,
away from home.
yeah, for real. And it was days I would stay there all day, and my family used to make fun of me. They're like, "Man, you're not really studying, because how are you there from 6 in the morning till like they're closing?" I'm,
Yeah,
I'm like, "Look, man, I do everything there. I work out, I work hard. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
I study. You know what I'm saying? I talk to my friends. You know, I try to meet new people, and honestly, it's so hard to convince family if they've never been to college
yeah,
that it's a lot of work than just going to school and home. You know what I'm saying? Like high
yeah.
school is like that.
And you're not alone, right? And if you are a student, if you're thinking about going to college and you come from, a Latinx household, or, if you're a student of color, first generation, right? It is very difficult, and you're not alone, because I too had that similar experience where, like, my mom, obvious reasons, right? Because I was so bad in high school. She wouldn't make fun of me. I wish she would make fun of me. She just didn't believe me, and we would get into a lot of arguments because she's like, "How is it that you're in school all day? Like, I'm not stupid." Oh, can I say that word?
Yeah, you can say yeah, you could. Yeah, you
I'm not
can.
stupid. Like, I didn't go to college, but like, I know that the classes are short and they're not every day. It's not like when you're in high school, which is true. But like you said, right, even though we went to a commuter campus at the time, it's like you still make the best out of your collegiate experience, right? By like going to the gym, doing homework on campus, going to tutoring, working on campus, right? Co-curricular involvement, clubs, organizations. There's like so much you can do. But trying to explain that to a Mexican mom is very difficult.
Wow.
Difficult, but not impossible, right? Like, I remember, like, my advisor, or I had talked to my advisor about this issue, and she was like, "Oh, like, I'm so sorry. Like, do you want me to talk to your mom? So I can tell her, and vouch for you that you are in school," because she knew that I was involved in trying to do better, and make a name for myself, right? And be a good student, a stellar student. And it took like about a year, right? But I never gave up on myself, right? I continued having these conversations with my mom, and I even like started to bring her on campus for like different events, or like recognition ceremonies that they had for students, because Northeastern does really well at celebrating students and recognizing them. So the more I started bringing her on campus, the more she started to see, literally, right, see for herself, like, okay, mi hija está haciendo bien, my daughter is doing good. So yeah.
Wow. No, that's true. It's true. I'm glad that y'all not fighting no more. That's good. Now,
Yeah.
now she knows. Now she knows. Yo, my daughter was telling the truth. You know.
Right, exactly.
So congratulations, girl. You won the battle. But
Thank you.
you know what I'm saying? I was fine with everybody, my family, everybody. It was a hard course because I lived with a lot of people at that time. So you imagine I gotta fight everybody who I see, you know. So it was like a boxing ring, but except you ain't,
Yeah.
just getting punched with word pop, pop. But
Right, right.
you know what I'm saying? But no, honestly, I'm really proud of you, Pinky. This is honestly a blessing, and I'm really happy, girl. Honestly, you look the same since I met you for real. I was like, man, how she stay fly? Is it that she eat her Cheerios? You know what I'm saying? To lower your cholesterol. I might have to start doing that too. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
No, for real. I'm really happy for you, and I see you. You've been really excited. Not to get. Now I want to share something a little interesting. Your favorite topic. I think you're gonna love. So you saw Bad Bunny. He was in the wrestling.
Yes, yes.
What were your thoughts?
Oh my gosh, I was so impressed. I mean, Bad Bunny is an international artist, right? I mean, everyone knows him, of him. Even if you don't think you know him, you're probably jamming to his song, to his beat, in the
Right.
shower or whatever. But no, I was really impressed. Like when he performed in the ring last night, I was like, oh my gosh, like he did his homework. He practiced, you know. And even on his social media, like he posted how he was training. And so it was just such an honor, right, to see a person of color in the ring, right? Bad Bunny. You know, he's Puerto Rican, so he was out here representing us. And he's mentioned in his social media how he was a fan when he was little, and like never in his wildest dreams would he had imagined being in a WWE ring, let alone a WrestleMania ring. I mean, I was very happy to see that he said, oh, this was like the best night of my life, because this is Bad Bunny, like for real, like this was the best night of your life. Like I get it. I mean, WrestleMania is like our Super Bowl. If you're a wrestling fan, you know WrestleMania is our Super Bowl.
Right.
So it was great, because not only did I see Bad Bunny make history in the wrestling industry, but also, two Black women main evented WrestleMania night one. So again, has a woman of color, seeing two women of color in the ring just steal the show and thrive in the business is just so inspiring to me.
Wow. No, that's crazy. I was shocked when that happened too, because Bad Bunny, he's a very interesting artist. I'm not gonna lie. He talks a lot of issues too about you. I forgot what the song goes, but it's a song where he's dressed up as a woman, and he's talking about like I get you gotta help me out, Pinky, but I think you know what song I'm talking about?
I do. I just can't like remember the lyrics.
Oh, it goes. Din, din, din. No, it goes. I can't even do it. What am I saying? But it's da, 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 da. No.
Yo perreo sola.
Da, 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 yes.
Ella perrea yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I love that song because it kind of shows that the woman, she don't really need no man. It's like she
Right.
could do it on her own, and all these dudes that be trying to holler at her is just like, yo, and I
Leave us
bet
alone. Like we don't need a man to dance. Like we can just dance on our own. Yeah. So he's out here dismantling gender norms.
yeah, honestly.
Yeah.
And I think it's nice because I feel like a lot of people have like the old like mentality or the machista mentality. So I think it's good because sometimes you need it. Like for me, I'm gonna be honest with you. When I go to the club, especially here in Vegas, I never and it's sad to say this, but it's not sad, but it's sad. I I observe first. When I see a pretty girl, I'm like, I'm not gonna buy a drink. I'm sorry. But I see fine guys go by and they buy her a drink. Hey girl, what you want? What you want? You want Modelo? I got you. And they get her a drink, right? By the way, this is apple juice. But they're like, yo, let me get
Like, whoa, you should have told me. I just brought my coffee.
right. That was good. That was good. And it was just so funny because I'll see them and after they buy them the drink, they'll be like, hey girl, let's dance, and the girl will reject them. And I see that. And so I go up, you know me, I'm a funny guy. So I come up and I'll be like, hey girl, what's up? It's kind of funny that all these dudes bought you a drink. She's like, I know, they're so stupid. I said, I know, girl, you know what I'm saying? I said, she's like, you want one of them? Hell yeah. So she gave me a drink and I was like, salute. And so we were drinking, laughing. Next you know, she felt comfortable and we start dancing. And I got her number.
Yeah.
So I kind of changed the game now. Back in the days, I used to be the Mr. Fresh, like, button down, and then I'll be like, "Hey, girl, you want a drink?" Nah. So like now, this is crazy. Like only you and a few people know this, by the way, and my fans now. But now when I go out, I never ever have to buy a drink. They buy me drinks.
That's top secret right there. You're just giving your secret away.
Yeah, pretty much, pretty much. And I kind of like it because I feel special. Like
Yeah.
I was dancing with one of this girl, right? And we were just dancing. I don't think she knew how to dance, but but I kind of showed her. I was like, ding, 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 ding. And then once I was doing it, she's like, oh my gosh, you could dance. What do you want to drink? I said, man, I'll take 2 shots. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm sweating. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm
Okay,
saying?
so what you're saying is you got game now.
Yeah, it has improved by a lot. But you
Oh,
know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, 'cause the thing is Vegas, so I'm so happy I moved to Vegas because Vegas is definitely a party city. I ain't gonna lie.
yeah.
Since the pandemic, we've been closed, but we're like back open. So
Mm-hmm.
like, the beach clubs are open, regular clubs are open, and I love it. I love it. If there's music, music is my therapy. I gotta
Yeah,
dance. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
Yes, absolutely.
Like last week, I'm gonna tell you a quick secret. I went out Wednesday night. I worked a 12-hour shift. I ran 7.4 miles.
Okay.
I got home. I was starving. I was like, I couldn't even make eggs or anything. I was just so hungry. I was just tired. Then I get a group text. They're like, "Hey, we're gonna be at this spot. It's gonna be a Latin night. You should come through." And you know me, when I heard that Latin night, I was like, I am Latin, and it is night. I'm gonna be there.
Yeah.
So I took a shower, make fresh, make sure I smell good. You know, I went to get some tacos because I'm like, look, if I'm gonna drink a little bit, might as well, be full, right? To be
Right.
safe.
Yep.
It ain't safe. So I went, I got some tacos. I start eating, and so when I head to the spot, new spot, never been there. Beautiful spot, by the way. It had like portraits of Selena, Vincent Hernandez, like all these famous Latino like artists from our old times, Jenny Rivera, she was there, like pictures, like it's nice and painted. And that's where the DJ's staying at. And I thought it was so cool. So I was like, yo, this is a dope spot. I started dancing. I ain't gonna lie. I danced for 4 hours. I had to work 6 in the morning. I got home at 3.
Wow.
I went to work. I don't know how I did it, but I heard that great power comes great responsibility. So I had a lot of power. So man, I don't know how I did it, but yeah,
But you did it,
I
and
did
that's all
it.
that matters.
I said, I'm 28. I'm 28, but I could still, I feel like here's the thing. I got more energy than what I had in Chicago, guarantee.
I think it's that Vegas energy. Yeah.
Oh, hey.
Yes. Yes.
That's why I gotta bring you, girl, because I'm telling you, you're gonna love it here. I know you've been here before with your mom, because I saw you took your mom and you.
I've been there like way too many times. I do like Vegas and I would definitely go back, but I've been there on vacation like I think twice in 1 year, and then the following year that's when I took my mom.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But no, yes, it was a good time. But there's nothing like Chicago. Like I'm so happy that you're having a great time out there. And, I always admire folks who make a move like that, who just go and chase their dreams elsewhere, right? To discover what else is out there for them. But just personally, like, because I'm just and I know you're family oriented too. But, my mom and I, we've been, each other's rock. And, she's my right hand, I'm her right hand. So like I don't like see myself like just leaving her here.
Mm.
But yeah, I mean, I would definitely go back to Vegas because it is a good time, and I need some sun too.
Yeah, definitely. Because I heard it's cold there. Is it still cold in Chicago?
Today's actually nice. Yeah, we had really nice weather last week, but this weekend it wasn't as nice.
Oh
Yeah.
wow. Yeah, when you come back to Vegas, you let me know because now I know new spots that.
Yeah, well, one of my students from Oakton actually moved out there. I was just thinking about that before connecting with you today via Zoom. I got to connect both of y'all. He's currently at the University of Las Vegas or something like that, the community college.
Okay.
Yeah,
Dang.
so he's out there. And I was like, wow, two of my students like are living in Vegas. Like, wow, that's kind of wild to think of.
Yeah, and can I tell you? Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I'm like, yeah, like, my students are out here, doing bigger and better things, and I'm very proud of that.
Thank you, girl. I was gonna tell you another secret. So Stacy, which you remember,
Yeah,
who was part of SCP with us, that's how we all met.
yeah,
She actually motivated me to try to move to a different state.
nice.
And she's like, look, David, just give it a chance. If you can't find a job in Chicago that you want, you might as well try somewhere else, right? And I actually took her advice. In 2 months, I gave myself 2 months. If I don't find a job, I'm staying in Chicago. Gave myself 2 months, and I found a job, and I found the apartment that same week. I moved my stuff right away, and it was the quickest transition ever because my mom was like, "Miko, you're not gonna move. You love my food and everything." I was like, "Yeah, ma, I do, but the bird gotta fly, so I gotta leave the nest."
Yeah.
And it's about time. So I feel like now being independent and like being on my own, I one thing too, I encourage young people that being on your own really, because I feel like I have an old soul now, like being on my own this much. During the pandemic, I was furloughed. There was days I only ate once every 4 days. That's how bad it was. I didn't have no check coming in. I was just like struggling, girl. But I learned that if I could pass this, I could pass any obstacle. That's how I look at it. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And also, too, I ain't gonna lie. If I do find the one, which I will, I know you will too, and we all gonna find the one. I know that if that person, God forbid, but if she said to me, look, babe, I'm not to tell you this, I I don't think it's gonna work no more, right? We're already married, by the way. If she tell me that, I'm gonna say it's a blessing. That's it. I'm not gonna tell her, come on, babe, I need you back. Nah, because this is how I see it. For me, I've been only single for like almost 2 years. So I feel like I've never had so much fun as being single that I feel like if I were to like going back to the situation, she said, look, I don't want to be with you. I'm gonna look back and be like, man, I actually have fun before she was in my life. Like I did more things that I never thought I could. You know what I'm saying?
Like you were good with or without that person.
There you go, girl. I like that. I like that. I'm not codependent. There you go.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I think you have to be content with yourself first and foremost before you can be content with someone else. And yeah, I mean, think back to like when you were younger, right? And I'm pretty sure you felt love before, and it's like when that ended, I've been in situations where like, oh my gosh, my life is over and I'm never gonna get over this person. And like now I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm glad that didn't go the way that I wanted to,
Right.
because ultimately, like, now we're getting deep, but things will happen for a reason. I know that's cliche, but it's so real. Like things will happen for a reason, and what's meant to be will be. And so we just gotta trust the process, have faith, and just at the end of the day, just do you, right?
Yeah.
And whoever's meant to be in your life will be in your life.
Right. And I got a good quote I want to share. Now that you're
Yeah,
saying that, my quote is this: chase your money and the girl will chase you. That's how I see it. Because
yeah,
if you chase, your money's gonna be flying. And you're not gonna be saving because you'll be like, damn, I got this day and then I got next day, next week, and it's just a lot. But if you work on yourself, like this is my dream. I'm gonna tell you my little secret. My dream. My dream is actually to buy a house so that way when my wife, whoever it may be, comes to my life, I could be like, she'll be like, dang, he's established. Like he got his stuff together. I need a man like that. And I ain't gotta hear that she like I'm just saying for people that do buy houses together, I've heard this a lot where they're like, you got the house because of me. I don't
mhm,
want to hear that. Hell nah. I want to hear that. Look, we got the house together. Nah, not that you. If it wasn't you, then again, not again. So we got the house together. That we gotta start changing those words.
yes,
You feel what I'm saying? So That's my dream. If I could do that and focus on my passion, like the podcast, that's like one of my passion. So if I could focus that and be successful, honey, you are welcome to my life. So that's how I see it. Like the woman is now, I'm ready for her. You know what I'm saying? Because I have something to offer. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
want to come in broke and be like, hey, babe, can I get some money? Damn, baby, you always asking for money. I'm like, yeah, baby, it's just I don't have money for McDonald's. They say it's $1 menu. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And,
Yeah.
I can't be like that, girl. You know what I'm saying? I gotta show I could. The thing is, if you could provide, I think that's, I don't know if I'm right or wrong, Pinky, but it's nice if the man could provide, right?
I mean, we're in 2021, we were just talking about dismantling gender norms. I think everyone should just focus on being independent, right? And, of course, if you want to find your life partner, that's great, but I don't think that, there should be like norms, right? We should not continue to feed into those norms and how we were raised, right? In terms of like, oh, the man is the one who's in charge and bringing in the money. Like, I have no problem being the one to, sustain the household, because that would
Ooh.
be an honor for me. Of course, contribute, right? But, I'm about holding my own door, holding my own. And I think that that's what we need to promote to our future generation, to the little girls, right? So they know that they don't have to depend on anyone, period.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. No, I'm not saying a woman shouldn't work, but I'm just saying it looks nice if you gonna
Yeah,
provide. I'm just saying that's what I meant to say. But I
yeah,
agree with you. I agree with you. I love what you said right there. See, that's how I knew you a gangster. You a gangster. But
thanks.
no, I'm telling you, and being honest with you, I feel like I've seen how you grown so much. To be honest, Pinky. Like I remember when you were young. I was young too. You know what I'm saying? But I was learning from you because I was a young gangster. Now I'm almost a full gangster. But you know what I'm saying? I'm just so happy. Like I can see how you've changed a lot for the better. Like you're always getting better. I'm getting better every day. The purpose is to grow, right? And I feel like you've grown a lot. And like I said, with the vocabulary, girl, you shocked my word. I was like, damn, she sounds so smart. Like, dang, you know what I'm saying? I was like, damn, I gotta start reading, man. You know what I'm saying? I was
Yeah,
shocked. I was shocked. And it actually it does make you sound very educated. You know what I'm saying? When you use these big words, I love it. I think it's amazing. I'm actually inspired now to the next episode I use. I'm gonna start bam, bam, bam. I'm gonna start bringing up some, big words. And I'm like, yeah, I learned it. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
But no, I'm really happy. I'm really happy for you. I'm gonna wrap it up, guys. This is yeah, guys. This is the outlet to reality. The holdest podcast in Vegas and Chicago every Tuesday. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Cha-ching! And don't forget to follow me on Instagram, the outlet to reality, TikTok, Yaakov28, and Snapchat, Take One Pass It, and on Spotify. And Pinky, where can my fans find you?
Yeah, absolutely. So they can find me on LinkedIn, Stephanie Herrera, or on Twitter at Stephanie Pinky. And, if you have any questions about going to college or anything I mentioned today, feel free to reach out.
Perfect. Peace.